Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Love is all you want.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the second episode of The Lounge, hosted by the Rotary Club of Achievers Lanka Business School. So today we have a very special guest with us. Very special to Rotary. In fact, he's the leader of the Rotary movement. So please welcome the District Rotary Representative, Rotary Past President, Krishan Balaji. So first of all, how have you been? You must be very busy. I know that you're a very busy person. So how are things going on?
It's been good. Last couple of months have been a bit on the hectic side, but I'm loving what I'm doing, and everything has been fine so far.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So we would like to start off with a little bit about yourself because in the Rotary community you are very well known, but as Rotary actor Krishan Balaji, so I don't think that people know much about Krishan Balaji. So we would like to know about yourself a bit, about your family.
Right. Okay. So I come from a family of four. My mom, my dad, and my elder brother. For most of my life, I've lived in close to Belangvilla Temple. I would call that my hometown. And my early school days was at Lyceum International School in Nogego.
So how about your life, about your school life?
Right.
How has it been? What kind of a kid were you? Were you shy or were you popular?
Right. Okay. I would say that I was very at the early part of my school career. I was a very studious kid. I was also very sporty as well. I loved doing different things, and I think up to my O levels, I was pretty much getting good grades and stuff. But then A levels wasn't as good, but I would say it wasn't as bad as well. Yeah.
Any specific sports you did during school?
I did basketball and I also did athletics. My dad taught me how to play badminton, so that was something I did as well. So I love to try out different things as well. Participated in music, singing, in-house football and stuff like that. So I like to do different extracurricular activities as well.
So I'm sure that your childhood must be filled with a lot of memories, with all those things. So if I'd ask a favorite childhood memory of yours, what would you?
Something that I always remember, and I think now looking back at it, it kind of teaches me, I think it taught me a lot of things as well, is when one day when I was very little, maybe in like grade 2 or grade 3, there was a bus strike, right, and there were no buses on the road. And then my dad, he took me walking from home to school. So as a very little boy, at that point, it was like a lot of fun, for the first time walking the entire distance.
Yeah.
But then looking back at it now, I mean, it taught me that no matter what, no matter what the challenges are, we should just keep moving on. And I think that is it's a very important and a memorable childhood memory for me as well.
Quite inspirational as well, I would say.
It is.
Yes, of course. So we'll be back with our second segment where we would like to talk with him about his road track life. So stay tuned with us.
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone.
welcome back, guys. Now we are going to talk about his road track life, which is, I think, the most important part of this of today, I guess. So, with the very basic question, why road track? Why did you join road track? What?
Why I joined Road Track was it's actually a funny reason. I joined basically because of food that came after the installations, right? After every installation, there's always free food, so that is a very a major part as to why I actually stayed at the beginning of my earlier Road Track career, right? It was an inspiration for me as well, a motivation I would say for me to stay on in Road Track. But as I stayed in Road Track, I came to realize that it has so much more to offer to me and what I can give back also to others. So there are a lot of different reasons as to why I stayed in Road Track.
So during all these years, which is like you've been in road track for a long time, so there are like many things that you have done for road track and many things that you have experienced. Let's share a few.
Road Track for me, basically, it has helped me develop into the person that I am today. The fact that I can very openly and freely speak to someone. I used to be very scared of public speaking back in school, and Road Track actually gave me that opportunity for me to develop myself. And I think that's something I'm very grateful for. I think all of the felicitations that I did during installations, yes, is something that made me, come out of that fear of speaking, and it has brought me to what I am today. So that is one way in which Road Track has helped me in terms of professional developing myself. Something else is how I've been able to connect with different people, and not just in the Road Track community as well, but in with a lot of other youth who are there in Sri Lanka, with other youth organizations, with youth leaders, so that we get to shape how the future of our country is, and that comes through connections and networking. So that is another way, and then the third way is, I would say, or the third way is in serving people, in helping to serve the community in different aspects. Actually seeing how their lives are so much more different to us, but what we can do to change their lives, but also how is it that their lives influence us, right? We always tend to think, okay, that we are the ones who are going and helping them out, but in reality, their lives also should affect us, right? So I think that's something very beautiful. And the last thing I think is a very important thing as well is friends and friendships. That goes a long way. Yeah.
I think a lot of people start road track because of the friends meeting.
Yes. Yeah.
With the ambition of meeting more friends and everything.
Exactly. So I mean, sometimes or most of the time, people who join Road Track because their friend drags them into Road Track, right? So friendships, I think friendships is a very very important and a strong relationship that is a vital part of everyone's lives. And the friends that I've made through Road Track are very very special to me, and they have been there to support me in different parts of my life as well. So I'm very grateful for those friends that I've made, and I hope this friendship should continue in years to come as well. So those are like the four main things as to why I actually things that I've got back from Road Track.
And also, this is a question I've been actually wanting to ask you. What made you run for the district road track representative? You must be having a reason behind it.
Yeah. Okay. So at the time, I decided to run for DRR, which was never an ambition that I had when I joined Road Track, or even in my early Road Track life as well. It's something that actually came up into the very latter part of my Road Track career. The main reason as to why I wanted to run for DRR is because I truly saw the potential of this movement, of this youth movement, and what we can do as being 70 clubs strong and 4,000 members, right? That is a huge power that we have. And I saw the potential that we had. And I really wanted to give back to this community of people, the community of road trackers. to share what I have learned over the years. Because I've seen how Rotaract has transitioned from back in the day to what it is now, right? And I truly believe that we can do so much more. So, as an individual, I thought that I could contribute in a positive way for that. So I thought, the best way that could be possible was for me to run for DRR. But even if even if I did not get the job, I would say my commitment has always been there for Rotaract, and I try to do my best. Ultimately, I think comes down to what is the best that you can do in a certain part of your life, right? So becoming that was, and being able to do that was why I actually chose to become here.
Yeah, and speaking of which, and I've heard that you have chartered a club as well. I would like to know about that too.
I've actually been a charter member of the very first club that I joined Rotaract in, and that was the Rotaract Club of Spectrum Institute of Science and Technology, and that was I believe in April 2009. So that was when I initially joined the movement, and I was in the first year in my studies. Actually, just a couple of months into my degree is when they chartered that Rotaract Club. And then the following year, I became the secretary of the club. And the year after that, I went on to become its third president. Yeah. So that was my early days.
Oh, so, and also you were one of the members of who won Conquer Colombo. Which year was that?
That was in, I believe, 2017, 19, 18, 17. Yes.
17,
yes.
yeah.
That's
And
it.
actually, I don't have to tell you, like, especially that it was not an easy scavenger hunt. So how was your experience with Conquer Colombo? And I think your prize was return air tickets to Bali, so that must have been a really nice experience.
Yes, I mean, it was great. Actually, me participating in Conquer Colombo, that was not the first time that I participated. The very first time that I participated on Conquer Colombo was with three other guys, and we rode on two motorcycles. So one of us would have like the map, like the sheet that you all gave, the cue sheet, and then we would, like, on the back of the bike, I would be ticking things off. That was the very first Conquer Colombo that I participated in. But in that year, we did not manage to win anything. But this year in 2017, we had a lot of fun. I think end of the day, it's about going out there and having fun, right? And honestly, we did not expect to win. We never expected to be number one in that year. And so when you all were telling out the different places, we were like, okay, obviously everyone's hoping that they would win, right? So
Yeah.
likewise, we were hoping as well. And then it came down to the top five, and they were like, okay, no, we don't think we made it to that. And then top three, and then top two, and then we were like, okay, no, we're never going to win this. And then we actually walked out. So one of our members anyway had gone for her lectures. So there were three of us remaining, and then we decided, okay, we're just going to go. And then we walked towards Independence Square. And then while we were walking that way, we got a call saying, hey, you guys won. And then we were like, you gotta be kidding, right? Like, just don't pull our leg right now, because, I mean, if you're gonna do that, that would be the worst thing you could
Actually.
do. Yeah. Like, so, but then, like, when we knew that we actually did win, we were like extremely like happy, it's a very, it's a very indescribable sense of happiness, I would say. Where you're feeling so happy that your smile is all the way, and you couldn't like stop smiling for like a couple of minutes, and we were extremely happy, I would say, as a bunch of people. And we had a lot of fun that year. We went and participated, and then we tried everything that we could, and in the end we managed to win. Bali, on the other hand, was once again a very lovely experience, I would say. All thanks to Conquer Colombo and the Rotaract Club of Achievers Lanka Business School. I think it is also, the country as a whole, but Indonesia and Bali, that area, is a very lovely place. It kind of resembles Sri Lanka in a lot of ways. So you could the people are very, very welcoming. They are like Sri Lankans. They are open-hearted, and I would say they're very welcoming, very kind people, kind-hearted people. So we actually fell in love with the place because there were different areas that we could go to. Like Sri Lanka, if you take Sri Lanka as a small island, you have different places with different variety of things that you can do, right? Like you go to hill country, you have a different environment there. You go down to the beaches, you have another environment. You have the Jaffna, then you have Anuradhapura. It's all different environments enclosed in a small place. Likewise, Bali is also very similar sort of an environment as well. So then we went to different waterfalls. We went parasailing. We had a lot of fun. We went sea walking under the sea. I mean, those 7 days that we had there was a really great experience, and I would say we had a lot of fun.
Nice, that was wonderful. So, as for the last question of this segment, I would like to ask, we always ask our friends and people to join with us, to join with Rotrack. So, if someone asks, why should I join Rotrack? So, as the DRR and as a person who had a lot of experience in Rotrack, so what would be your answer to that?
Whenever someone asks me this, or whenever that I've gone and spoken to other prospective road trackers, there are a couple of things that road track can do, or what you can gain from road track. And I would break that down into the four main avenues of service that road track provides. There are four main avenues. There is community service, where we learn to help other people. There is professional development, where it teaches you things, how you learn to develop yourself as an individual. We're in a constant process of developing, right, and learning. So that is something that it provides. Uh, Next is international services, where you get to connect with people from other countries, learn about their cultures, and understand how is it that different communities, how they function, and look at, even though they're different, find the similarities that we have between them, right, and then work towards a common goal. So we learn that, and that I think is very important given the context of the world that we are living. And the last is club service. It gives you an environment to have fun and to enjoy what you do. No matter what you do, you need to enjoy something, right? Be it work or studies. If you don't enjoy what you do, you're not going to do it. And RoadTrack is a platform that provides all four of this in one place, right? And the uniqueness is, through all of this, even though you're thinking you're going to go out and give out back to the community or do something for other people, the truth and the reality is that it gives something back to you. It actually changes yourself as an individual. It changes how you look at the world. It changes about what to think about yourself and your true potential, or what is it you're capable of. And it actually is an eye-opener as to what happens in different parts, not just in Sri Lanka but all over the world as well. So I think it is an all-in-one hub for inclusiveness, of connecting different people, cultures, religions, and also helping you develop yourself while you serve other people. So connecting all those aspects is something unique that RoadTrack provides. And I think that is a good enough reason as to why you should join RoadTrack.
Yeah, as I think like a lot of people are unaware that it actually, like you think you're helping others, but the truth is that it's actually helping you too.
Yes, I think that is a huge aspect. Like I said, whether it is professionally developing yourself. At the beginning, I think I told it taught me how to come out and not be afraid as to what I say and how I say it. And also it gives this opportunity to connect with people who you have not been exposed to. We live in this very small bubble of a life, right? And RoadTrack actually is the pin that pops that bubble and makes you exposed to all the other things that go on in life. So I think that is the beauty of it. If you mind me giving an example, I went through RoadTrack. I got an opportunity to join another platform, an organization, and through that they did a couple of workshops. And one of these workshops was in Anuradhapura. And just fast tracking it a bit, we had to drop one of the participants of that workshop in her house. And this participant was partially blind,
Oh.
right? and a girl was doing her A levels. So we went and dropped, and we had to go through a long way, inside a lot of roads, and we had been dropped in a house, a very small house on the edge of a paddy field. When we came back, most of us were just crying tears because we truly felt what is it that girl is going through. But she never complained for one instance, that she doesn't have these things. So it's a huge eye opener that we take things for granted, things that we have
That's
on our day-to-day life. The fact that we travel by bus, have shoes to wear, have slippers to wear, have eyesight. We take those things for granted, and then it puts us into a reality check. Okay, there are people who don't have those things, but they're doing great. So it inspires us. A couple months later, when she got her A-level results, she called me and then she told, "Aya, but my results are." For that girl to be able wanting to call me and tell, I must have influenced her life in some way in those couple of days. So it told me, okay, if I could do this within a short period of time, imagine what we could do as an entire movement of youth for the entire country and even the entire world. So yeah, that is something that I would say is actually Rotaract has given me, and I would invite anyone else to come and experience the same things that I have.
Yeah, it's like a win-win situation for everyone.
For sure, yes, I think that it is.
So next we have our very special fun segment, and we have a very special thing planned for you as well. So yes, so we are gonna go for our usual coffee break. So stay tuned with us.
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone.
So here we are at the final segment of the day, the Bala Challenge. So we have 10 questions ready for you. So this is more like a rapid fire round. So you don't have much time to answer a question. So you can say whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Yeah. It shouldn't be too hard.
Okay.
Don't
let's
worry.
hear it.
Okay. Your first question: if your house was on fire, what 2 things would you run back in to get?
Okay, if my brother and my mother was there, I would take my mother out first.
Your brother better not be watching this.
Well, if my brother can run, so obviously I
That's
assume
good,
that he
us.
can, yeah. And probably, I think something, maybe my phone. Yeah, I think
That's always good.
yeah.
Okay, the second question. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm a night owl.
So, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I don't know. Maybe this piece of advice that I've received is keep. Oh, damn it! The best piece of advice that I've received. I honestly can't remember like specific, but then in times of trouble, where I have not have failed to do what I'm supposed to be doing. I've always got motivation that you should put things behind and then look at the future and then move forward, because the time that you spend in the past can be used towards working or shaping the future, and I think that is something that's very important. Yeah.
Okay. So, the next question. What was your favorite cartoon show growing up?
My favorite cartoon show. One cartoon? Okay, so I love Saber Rider. I loved there was the Thundercats.
Oh, yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants. I think those were a couple of my favorite cartoons.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
It would be I would love to go as fast as possible. That was something. Yeah.
Nice.
Speed. Super speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
So, the next one, the best gift you've ever received.
Best gift is love.
Aw. What is the one thing you own you wish you didn't?
The one thing I owned that I wish I didn't. My wallet, because it's very empty right now. Yeah.
Are you a dog or a cat person?
A dog.
Dog person. How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza?
I think it's a good combination. I think the fact that it's opposite flavors, I think goes well. and I think it's great.
So you're a pineapple person because some people aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I like the combination of different types of foods and I like to experiment. So I like the idea of a pineapple being on pizza. That's cool.
Okay, what else do we have? Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Be able to talk to animals because I think animals are way better than human beings.
Human beings,
Yeah. I think but talking to animals would be really really cool. Because there are other people in the world who can talk a lot of languages, but I don't think there's anyone who can talk to animals in that way, in the way that you probably asked. So yeah, would love to be able to talk to animals.
So that's it for the rapid fire round, and I would say you faced pretty well.
Oh really? I'm glad I did. Some of those questions were challenging.
Yeah. So there wouldn't be any fun. We
I know,
wouldn't,
I know,
right?
yes, it would.
Alright, so that's it for today, guys. So, finally, I would like to ask, what do you think about the lounge?
The lounge is I think it's a great initiative. I think it's something that can bring out different aspects of people out, and I think it's a brand new thing for Rotract as well. And I'm very impressed by the way it was carried out, especially since I didn't expect all of this to be set up. And I think it's a great initiative that will go a long way. So wishing you guys all the very best. I think you've got a great set of people. Those who cannot see the back, the people in the back who are actually doing the camera work and the lighting and all of that. It's crazy. And I think all of you guys have a great future. And wishing you guys all the best for that as well.
Well, thank you very much because we value your opinion a lot. So, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and being with us here today.
It's my pleasure. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it was really fun as well. So that's it for today, guys. So see you with our next episode of The Lounge. Have a good day.
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart. How much you miss it.
Hi guys, thank you for watching the second episode of Lounge. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I would invite you to like, share and subscribe this video as well. There are a whole lot of new things that the Rotaract Club of Achievers Lanka Business School has come up with, and hope you guys check that out as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you very much and hope you have a great day.